Hello, everybody. How's it going? What's up? I don't got my hat on right now, so you got crazy hair. Hello. Confirmation that I am alive has just occurred. As saliva has attempted to... Not gonna finish that joke. Saliva has attempted to hydrate my lungs that don't need hydrating. Anyway, what's up? How's it going, everybody? Hope you all... Yeah, what's up, Mr. T? How's it going? Are you having a good day today? I'm having a great day. Such a great day. That's just... How to get that out. Sup, LOSync? How's it going? Sorry there was no stream on Monday. I don't have a good excuse. I just didn't stream. My cheaty printer, much like Grant's, has developed an appetite for parts. Oh no. That, my friend, is a coincidence? If it happens to one other person, well, in that instance, it's gonna be a pattern. And that's not a good pattern. Oh my god, LO. Dude. Google, what was the humidity today? What was it? Right now it's 26 Celsius out. 86% humidity. It sucked. Like, it really sucked. It was just bad, man. Oh my god. At Print and Solid, we have a large warehouse. And we don't have the whole warehouse air conditioned because we can't air condition the entirety of the warehouse. It's just not possible. So, yeah, everyone was like seeking the air conditioned spaces to try and just chill out and relax. And it was rough. It was really rough today. What the hell? Why? What is that? The fuck? Is that on the inside of the box? No? Oh, that's weird. There's like grease or something on the outside of the box of this. I'm gonna get rid of this box now. I don't know what that was, but it certainly didn't feel good on my hands. My Magic 8 Ball's leaking? Apparently so. No, so what this is the buddy camera from Prusa. Picked up another one. I got one back there already. Picked up another one. These work great. I can't... If you have a Prusa printer, buy these. Trust me. They are good. And I can't say anything else. I'm trying to think what I'm allowed to say. These are not new. These have been out for a while. But there's things. Okay, so I cannot say. Oh my god, wow. I'm struggling to find the words that I'm allowed to speak. This is difficult. Okay. There are motors in here, right? There's the whole thing actually can be manipulated with motors inside. So you can rotate it essentially 370 degrees or 360, whatever. And then, you know, like full tilt. So these are great. But feature is not enabled yet. Buy these before they're out of stock. And let me be clear, they won't be out of stock because we're not making them. We are making these. We are still making these. There will be other reasons why they're going to be out of stock. That is all I can say. Get one before it's too late. I could probably get in trouble for saying that, but yeah, let's just say I can't even say that. Just yeah, if you need a camera for your Prusa, get one sooner rather than later. We have a very small handful at Printed Solid, and we have more at Prusa. So yeah. There you go. That is all I can share. Oh my god. Just give me a second to breathe here. As you all know, I like to be open and I like to talk about stuff a lot. Obviously, there's a little paper that I signed called an NDA. And, yeah. Oh man, I want to talk more about it because it's like there's a giant elephant in the room and I'm just staring at the elephant. You guys like the giraffe? That's what I feel like right now. Anyway. Grab these before they're gone. Just do it. That's what I'm gonna say. That's why I bought one. I have two others already. I have one in my Prusa XL. And I have one right there. We're gonna factory reset that one and attribute it to that Prusa. Actually, no, we're not gonna factory reset that one because that one's gonna go with the machine that we're about to actually recover today. Okay, so today, what are we doing? Today, we are, we have a high flow obsidian nozzle here. This is going to go on the core 1. And then we have new power cables for the MK4S. So we're going to bring the MK4S back up and running, bring it back to full speed, make it good. I don't have a ground cable, but we'll be fine. We don't need a ground cable too much. So, it'll be okay. I really need to get a trash can over there. Anyway, yeah. So, let's start with the Prusa, shall we? Oh, actually. I did, yes. So let me explain that real quick. So here are the nozzles. Now these are not E3D nozzles. Let me be very clear on that. I will say they are not E3D nozzles. I will not say which nozzles these were. This is what I will say, and I am comfortable saying. The reason I am not going to call out this company is because I have a working relationship with that company. And they are a company that makes good things. Relatively speaking, they are a good company. I am very disappointed in them for what they did. But I don't want to sour my relationship with them because we work with them. Or I work with them at least. So anyway, these are abrasive resistant nozzles. These are really cheap abrasive resistant nozzles. There's a reason they're cheap, and that is because they are not licensed. Meaning, Prusa is not getting a penny from the manufacturing of these nozzles. Which is fine. Hey, Petty, welcome. So it's fine. Well, it's not fine. As a Prusa employee, it's not fine. If you make a license for something and you want people to abide by that license, there's reasons. Some of them are purely profit driven, like 100% purely profit driven. But if you look at the neck extruder, the reason that there's a license for the neck extruder is not just because Prusa designed it and they want to make a little bit of money from it. It's not just that. Yes, there is a level of that. But the biggest reason is quality control. That's the most important thing. When you have a license for something, whoever makes that thing has to abide by the license, and the license will 100% control the actual spec and quality of the item of which is being licensed. So, when you buy an E3D nozzle that is licensed for the neck extruder, yeah, it's going to be expensive, but you get 5 of them, they're going to work on the XL, they're going to work on your Core 1, they're going to work on your more, they're going to work. Because all of them are within the same spec. And that is critical, especially critical for a 5-tool head XL. So, the XL has a buffer. It can handle slightly different length nozzles. There is a tolerance. That tolerance is 1 millimeter. If it is beyond a millimeter too low or too high, the printer will not be happy. It will not pass its nozzle offset calibration, which is critical when you have a 5-tool head XL. Essentially, anytime you swap your nozzle on the XL, you need to run this calibration so that it knows exactly how far away the nozzles are on all the tool heads from each other. So that if you are printing a multicolor or multi-material print, it knows exactly where the nozzle is that's picking up. So if you have a nozzle that is, 0.2 millimeters longer than another nozzle, it knows to compensate for that 0.2 millimeters. Simple. Because it does the nozzle probe with only one of the nozzles. It doesn't probe with all the nozzles when you start a print. Makes sense. So, when you get a Prusa Original or E3D nozzle, you have a nozzle that's within spec. And if you buy 5 of these, it is guaranteed that they will work. Oop, and I just totally dropped that. So, not even sure. Okay, so this is a Prusa official nozzle. Don't know why it's on the floor, but that's a Prusa official nozzle. Here's how you can tell whether or not a nozzle is officially licensed by Prusa. So if you take this off and you actually look at the cold side, you'll see text. And if it says PR, typically that means it's Prusa. Obviously. Duh. So this is obviously official Prusa. You look at this one, it says PR.0.4-10799. And then it has a serial number for this. This is just a standard 0.4 nozzle from Prusa. Simple. Nothing complicated. This, we take this out. There's no text on this at all. None. There's no text on this at all. This does not tell you what it is. So that is one of the first signs of a bootleg. Prusa, as far as I'm aware, requires you to put text on the nozzle to identify what it is. So that's the first sign of a bootleg. So the other problem is that these, because they are unlicensed, they don't abide by the Prusa spec in terms of nozzle length, which is fine if you're just using these on Mark IV or Core 1. Totally fine. You don't need to worry about these being within the length spec if you're using a Core 1 or a Mark 4S. It's going to work regardless. But if you install these on a Prusa XL, you are going to run into a massive problem. One of these is 2 millimeters longer than the others. Way out of spec. Way out of spec. So, you load up 5 of these on a Prusa XL, it's not going to work. Because the nozzles are out of spec. And that's not Prusa's fault. Prusa's trying to protect your printer. They don't care if you're using an off-brand nozzle or not. Let's be clear. Prusa does not care if you're using an off-brand nozzle. They really don't. The license is there to make sure that the nozzles produced for a Prusa will work on a Prusa. Yeah, 2 millimeters is wild. It is an insane deviation of spec. So if you guys are looking for abrasive resistant nozzles for your Mark 4S or Core 1, yeah, you can go cheap. That's totally fine. Do not cheap out on those nozzles on a multi-tool head XL. Don't risk it. You might be successful with 2. Like 2 of the nozzles maybe within spec of one another. That might work just fine. Mind you, this is a relative spec. So what the Prusa does is it probes with the first nozzle, and that sets the offset. So the first nozzle sets the offset, and then if any nozzle thereafter is a millimeter shorter or a millimeter longer, or above or below that, so if it is not within that 1 millimeter range of, longer or shorter, it's going to cause a problem. So, if you get 5 nozzles that are all 5 millimeters longer than the Prusa spec, as long as they're still within 1 millimeter of each other, you're good. That's fine. But if one is 2 millimeters longer than the other, you're going to have a problem. So I'm really disappointed in this company because they are so well known and so prominent in the space. I'm really disappointed in them for not getting their nozzles licensed. Really disappointed in them. But you get what you pay for. You get what you pay for, and that's just the truth. So. There's my rant about bootleg nozzles. Again, Bruce is never going to put in something that's like verifying the nozzle. That's not any interest to them. Prusa very much believes that your machine is your machine. Do with what your machine as you will. The only reason the spec exists is to make sure that if you purchase a Prusa nozzle or a licensed nozzle, it doesn't break your machine. That's the only reason it's there. They just want to make sure people don't break their machines with bootlegs. So if you buy a Prusa original nozzle, if something goes wrong with that nozzle, it's covered under Prusa warranty. And, you're good. So be careful when you buy stuff, when you're trying to save a couple bucks. Nozzles are going to be one of those things that I don't think people should cheap out on. I'm keeping these. I will be using these again. Because, again, they work great on the Mark 4S, and they could possibly work great on the Core 1. I'm not going to find out if they work great on the Core 1, because I'm going straight to a CHT Obsidian. So, going straight to the big bucks here. Well, obviously not like a Diamondback. This is only like 60 bucks. But still, that's a lot of money. But yeah, so I'm going to be installing this on the Core 1 so that we can get abrasive, high temp printing, all that. Not high temp, but you know what I mean. Speaking of high temp, actually, I just ran off this print here. This is a wonderful torture test on the Core 1. This is ABS. Looks great. Came out wonderful. Very happy with it. Very happy with the Core 1 performance. I think cooling could be improved. I'm talking to Ollie 3D. Talking. Nothing's come of it, but we're talking. If you don't know who Ollie 3D is, Ollie 3D worked with us to create the cooling duct for the positron. Just out of curiosity, do you have VFAs on your Core 1? Mine doesn't. No. Not any that I can tell. This looks fine. Yeah, mine's doing alright. I'm gonna be real. I think the VFAs that people are reporting, they're fringe cases, I think. I could be wrong, but I feel like it's kind of people looking for a problem. Because most filament that I use, you can't see any VFAs. But if you use something like silk and you print at the speeds that the Core 1 can print, you're gonna see VFAs on any printer. So I'm starting to think that for some people, yes, it's probably a problem. But I think the majority, it's like you're using a really highly reflective filament and you see it in the one angle. It's like, yeah, you're gonna see a VFA if you do that. I think if you got an accelerometer kit, it would help reduce VFAs even further. Yeah, and that could be like, I think there's a lot of variables, and I think a lot of people are just not taking the variables into account, and they're just kind of like pointing fingers. Let's be clear. This is important. The vocal minority is going to be the ones that are the loudest. And what I mean by that is you will hear people say great things about their printers. But in the IT world, a neutral review or no review was considered a good review because people who have good experience almost never leave a review. It just doesn't happen. But if you get a good review, that means a great review kind of thing. But yeah. Everything coming off my Core 1 is good enough for the gals I run with. Yeah. So I think things are just a little blown out of proportion. Just a little bit. I think there's some validity to be looking into. 100%. Like, I'm not dismissing the claims. Sean, what's up? Yeah, I'm not dismissing the claims of VFAs on the Core 1s. Let me be clear. I'm not dismissing it. I think there is something. But, like, if you look at this print was done by XL. My XL does VFAs. I think there's some VFAs. Like, VFAs are just a part of printing. Which, hey, let's jump into this real quick. This topic of discussion. So, let's hit the live button and go over to the live scene. So, what is this? This is a spool holder. Simple as that. Now, this is a spool holder that I have installed on my XL. These are the ones that are on my XL. And this is, someone else designed this. Let me find the design real quick. Let me find the printables link. If you have a XL, I highly recommend these. These are great. I love these. So, XL twist spool. Okay. So here is the printables link for this item. So if you ever get the chance to see an HD90, you'll notice the spool holder actually is essentially this. This is virtually the spool holder they use on the HD90. It can extend by rotating it. If you push on it, it won't collapse, unlike the Prusa XL one, and it is so easy to manipulate. This is great. I love this. This allows me to have it extended when I'm putting a 2 kilogram spool on, and it stays extended, and if I bump it, it doesn't collapse. I love this so much. So, this is designed for the Prusa XL. I am using the resources available to me to make a mount for this that makes it compatible with the Prusa Core 1. So I'm still testing it. I'm waiting on a T-nut to come in. T-nut's supposed to go right here, because again, this is designed so that like an M5 goes in here. I do not have an HD90. My office does, because we're Prusa. We have an HD90 in the showroom. So this is originally designed for an M5 bolt to go through, and it goes all the way through to here, and then that goes into the T-nut in the extrusion of the XL. I'm redesigning this so that you put an M6 through here, that goes all the way through, and that goes into a T-nut in here that attaches just like this. And then this will go onto the Core 1. So, just like that, you now have a spool holder that, for the most part, actually stays within the confines of a Core 1, but allows you to extend up to 2 kilograms. So, yeah. Metric or customary? As someone from the US, I always go with metric. What I do. Yeah, so this is an M6 by 75. Very cheap on Amazon to get. And yeah, I'm just waiting on the T-nuts to come in. And then I'm going to make a handful of these for anybody who has a Core 1 at printed solid. So that anybody that wants to use this can. And I'm just very excited to try this out. As per usual, I do not release these files until I've tested them myself. While I feel pretty confident that I can release this, I want to make sure that this works. And I'm not positive that it will. Like, I'm 90% positive, but I want to be 100% positive. I want to actually test this and make sure it works before I release this. And of course, this is a remix based off the link that I posted in chat. So, yeah, if you're interested in this, feel free to let me know. I am happy to provide the files for this early so that people can print this and try it out. My remix is really just this. This is the only part that I've changed. This is it. I'll be posting this. I won't be posting the whole thing. So I could post the whole thing. But actually, I will post the whole thing because it's a remix. It's listed as a remix anyway. So yeah, it goes in like that, and boom, 2 kilogram spool fits just right there. Pretty simple and straightforward. And my favorite thing is just how smooth this is. Like, it pops up, man. Here. That's really smooth, honestly. The person who designed this did a great job. Anyway, I'm geeking out over a spool holder. All right, let's get the Prusa in here. Shall we? Let me stretch real quick. Also, since we didn't do a filament giveaway on Monday, we'll be doing 2 today, as customary. So stay tuned till the end of the stream if you want to win some free Jesse. Alright, that should be enough space for a MK4, right? Hey, Joe. Alright, let's get that in here. Yep, perfect. All right, so we are working here today. All right, so I need this. First, we're going to plug in the power panic cable. Go. Now, go ahead and, yep, I need this. Oh, I need to double check something. Let's make sure I'm not putting the wrong side in here. It's been a bit since I built. Okay, yeah, I was about to. Oh, was I about to make a mistake? Hold on. I feel like I should probably be referring to the manual, but... Okay, yeah, no, I was about to make a mistake. Okay. Sometimes, don't follow your gut. Alright, so this stays actually on. There we go. Now we just take this. Split this a bit. Put the fork in. There we go. LTX, what's up? How's it going? Alright, now normally, when Prusa does this, they will zip tie things down. I'm not going to zip tie things, because this is not destined to be in its current state for super long. So we're not going to zip tie anything down. We're just going to leave it as it is. We will be taking our... Where's the... There's one still in there. We will be taking our blue Prusa logo. And that there. This was back when I was painting everything with 3D printing nerds, High Five Blue. This is High Five Blue. It looks great. But I've embraced the Prusa color scheme. I've integrated. You know how it is. There we go. Protect my thingies. Now we take this, flip it over. Okay. We're gonna just take this, plug that in. Go, Power Panic is in. Now red is positive, black is negative. Right? Yes. I just got a Prusa ad on the tab playing music. There you go. That's how it be. I'm gonna double check. I need to make sure I wired black as negative. I'm pretty sure I did, but I'm like questioning myself now. So we're gonna double check that in a moment here. Black is always negative from what I remember, so I'm pretty sure I did it right. It's just one of those things. I haven't done electrical in a long time, at least DC electrical. So my brain's just like, is it that again? I don't remember. It's like, yes, brain. That hasn't changed. I really do need to get a ground cable, though. I'm realizing this. Yeah, because I'm about to power this on with no ground at all. I know it'll be fine, but that's definitely a bit spicy. The other benefit is that I know I can get a replacement buddy board if I have to. So, I'm not super concerned. I should be concerned, and I shouldn't be doing this. But, do as I say, not as I do. I think we can all agree with that. Like, I run my printer without a side panel. That's definitely not recommended. Yeah, this is just how I run my printer. I don't have a side panel. So I'm going in here too much to really warrant wanting one. So... Alright. There we go. I do have to order a new ground cable. So I will do that. But yay, this printer's done. Let's get this into place, shall we? Where it's going is currently very occupied. 1 second. Go ahead and... Go. I don't really need this, but... No side panels, we die like men! I need a bit. Hey, I got a bit! What? I got a bit! Alright, cool. Now all this multi-board shit has a home. Crash. Okay. And there we go. Millennium Machines official! What's up? He can't hear you. He's got to be halfway across the galaxy by now. What's up, Matt Al? Happy Wednesday. All right, well, there we go. Lich is alive again. And we're back up to full speed. So we have all of our printers set up again, which is good. It's good to have all the machines back online. Cool. All right. So we have something to design today. So Mama Nomad has requested us to make something for her. So we gotta figure it out. I have an idea for what I want to do and how I want to do it. And I'm pretty confident in what it is we're gonna do. I find your lack of Milo disturbing. My lack of funds is also disturbing, friend. Trust me, I tried to convince somebody to get a Milo. And the response was, oh, we're gonna get something bigger. I was like, oh, okay. All right, let me go ahead and pull this. So normally we use this on Slicer, but we're gonna aim this at Fusion today. And here we go. Howdy ho. Hey, thank you, Millennium, for the 2-pounder. Yo, high five. All right, so I need to figure out a better system for this, but there we go. This will work. All right. Shift that over. So this is the process I did for this. So, works well. But let's go ahead and create a new design here. All right, so let's talk about the goal for today. So my mom requested that we make a simple little thing for her tomato plants. Essentially what she wants is she wants to be able to set the plant a bit deeper into the ground, but have easy access to the roots. So the idea is that we make a cylinder that the plant can be planted in, but the plant goes in the dirt and it just prevents dirt from kind of like going in. Essentially, it's like a levee, but for dirt. You'll see what I mean. So let's first decide on a diameter. So, I'm trying to think. Okay, I'm thinking 30 mil. What are we thinking about that? I'm thinking 30 mil. I don't know where my calipers are. So this is gonna be fun. Hold on. How many millimeters is this? Oh, 30. Okay, so no, let's do 60 mil. So we'll do 60 mil. Okay, so 60 mil diameter. Okay. Now the inner diameter, let's see. Let's do an offset here. Let's pull that in. Let's give it about a 5 millimeter. Yeah, a 5 millimeter thickness. Okay. That should be large enough to plant something. That's interesting. A filament that has fertilizer. I don't want to print with that because I don't want my workshop to smell like shit. Quite literally. So we're not going to do that. But anyway. Okay. Now we have a problem with printability. This is not going to be printable as it is. But there's two things to this. My mom wants it to be able to kind of clasp around an existing plant. So this can't just be a pure cylinder. It has to be a cylinder with a hinge. So this is about to get complicated. Isn't that fun? Okay, so let's actually go back in here. Let's set this to 70. Let's set this to -10. That's going to give us more room to work with a hinge and whatnot. Okay, so let's work on the hinge first. So the hinge, I'm just thinking, simple little thing. Make it the size of that. I can use filament, so 1.75. Did I put 5 at the end of that? Yes, I did. Okay, so I can use filament and just punch a hole through. That should work. Should work. Let's see here. Actually, hold on. We don't want to do that, because what we want, go from here. We want it to be a 45-degree angle from right here. We want this to be a teardrop shape. Well, we could do a larger degree. So let's try 60. Seriously. Okay. What's the degree of that? Oh, it's 45. Okay, what about right there? 50. Let's do that. Do 50. Okay. Because right now my idea is that the print orientation is going to be how we're looking at this right now, with the plate being down here. So we're going to go ahead and do here, here. Okay. Now let's do an offset of 10 mil. To make that equally 10 mil. Oh, no way. Okay. Let's do the same here and here. That's 100. There we go. 10. Then let's just extend this out. Go. Okay, let's extrude this out. So it's going to look like this. Certainly not a cylinder, but this should work. So yeah, let's finish sketch, and then let's see. How long is this? Because this is kind of the length I think she wants. Let's do 100. So, hi, Callie. Select these faces. Let's extrude this 100. All right. We're going to go back in here. I'm going to set this to 5. Oh, God, that broke everything. Why did that break everything? If I set this to 5, will this unfuck it? No, that fucked everything. Allie, hi. Oh, hello. Hello. Okay. How do I unfuck this? Well, we have the basic idea, so let's just go back a bit here. All right. So let's bring this back down to 5. Okay. Now let's go here. As before, let's do 45. Which you know is 50. Okay. And just extend that past. Fine. Oh, Allie made me miss. Go. Just that intersection there. then trim. Love trim. Trim's good. Alright, let's do sketch dimension just to make sure it's constrained. Alright, now I'm gonna do -5. There we go. Extend that out. Okay, now we have to make sure that's constrained. Okay. All right. And now we go down here. It doesn't really matter at what point we make this flat, but it is best to make it at a point that it can print. So right here is kind of a good spot. Okay. Go ahead and constrain that. Okay. Then offset that 5. Okay. Everything's constrained. Good. Go back in here. Select. Oh, no, I finished sketch. Sorry. Select. Okay. Then we'll extrude this 100. All right. This doesn't have to be strong, but by incorporating elements like this, we can make it a lot stronger than what it normally would be. So why are we printing it in this orientation? So the reason we're printing in this orientation is because my mom wants a clasp. It's a little simple pin and dowel. Those are easy to make. Those are very easy to design. But to get the best of it, you have to, print it on face. So that's why we have that flat face there. So let's revisit this. All right. We're going to take a line here. Just go straight through. That's going to allow us to very easily find the center point. Right there. We're just going to do 1.75. So that is going to be filament. That's just going to go... Well, actually, hold on. If we're printing it like this, we could do other complex geometry. We are not restricted to what we normally do. I could do a simple tongue and groove hinge with a pin through it. I could do that. That would work really well. I don't want to use hardware, so I don't want to use like an M3 screw because that could go bad. And there's no guarantee. Essentially, I don't want to have to recover hardware from this. I want it to be just, hey, I'm done with this. Let me throw it in the recycling bin kind of thing. So that's the idea. So if we can make this just fully out of filament, that's great. I don't have to worry about anything. So let's see. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? I wish there was like a hinge feature. Is that something I can look up? Lens of Frey, what's up? How's it going? I wonder, there has to be... Someone has to have made like a hinge plugin. Hinge plugin, Fusion 360. Oh. Like, I know how to do it. You'd think someone would make a plugin that would allow it to just happen. But apparently not. Okay, so what we'll do here... How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? Sorry, I am like loathing... Print and place hinges are not easy. They're simple in concept, but to actually execute them appropriately can be tricky. So that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. I'm trying to figure out how can we do a print in place hinge that is super simple. Maybe I come back to that. Maybe that is something I go back to. All right, let me pull up a model that I've made for something else here. Just need to hide my screen because I am about to show stuff that you can't, or I have to go through folders that no one can look at. Here we go. Okay. So here is something I designed recently. This has a phenomenal flip mechanism. This works really well. Essentially what this is, this holds a power supply or a power strip into a SCADA board. But I wanted it to have these clips on the side. But the problem is with how thin this is only 4.7 mil. With how thin this is, I didn't want to have these tabs just slide out left and right. So I made this very subtle little capture so the tabs can't slide. You snap it in and it stays in. This is a great example of this is print in place. You can just print this and it just works. You don't have to print it in place. You can print it separately, but this is print in place. And this was simple yet a little bit complicated to make, but I want to reference the tolerances in that. Okay, so let's see here. We're gonna go ahead and draw a line straight down the middle. Okay. And let's see here. I think what I'm gonna do is one right there. Spot. And one right here. That way, if one breaks, you kind of have a backup. Okay, so now what we do here, let me see, what's the spacing between these two pieces? It's literally 0.2 mil. Okay, cool. So we're just going to do offset of 0.2 mil. Oh, forgot to do some important housekeeping. Okay. We need to connect this to the bottom here. Actually, I know exactly how I'm going to do that. Give me a second. So we're going to actually go back in here. So we're going to set this actually to 11 mil. That forces it to actually make a connection. There we go. Now, oh, didn't mean to leave the sketch. Now we do the offset. So 0.2. There are other ways to do this, but this is how I do it. Go over here, offset 0.2. All right. So now we hit finish sketch. Essentially, what we want to do. So this line, now we need to do. Oh, shit, right. I have to go back in here. Offset two sides, 0.2, just like that. Okay, finish sketch. Now, watch what happens. Hi, Callie. Actually, oh shit, hold on. I did that wrong. 0.1. 0. Negative 0.1. Okay, there we go. That's correct now. Sketch. Okay. So now what we do is select those. Hello. No, I'm doing this wrong again. Okay. Select that. There. To select the line in the middle. Hello. Now we extrude that to the other side. That splits the model into two. Simple as that. But this wouldn't really work as a thing. I forget what they're called. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into this here, select that, not that. We're gonna get these inside edges here. Okay, just like that. And zoom out. Use the fillet tool, or fillet, however you want to call it. Oh no! What's giving me? Oh, yeah, never mind. It's not. Oh, weird. It's giving me a problem past that. Why is it giving me a problem past there? All right, let me try. Just selecting there. Yeah, that lets me go really far out. Okay. Weird. So we're gonna set this to 2 mil. So pull it in about 2 millimeters. Okay. Now let's find out what the appropriate tolerance amount is here. Hey Cody, hello TJL, what's up? Like that. And there. All right, 2 mil could work. Kind of want to get that a little bit closer though. So let's pull it out a little bit more. 2.25, there we go. Magic. All right, so that should be a very simple little press fit. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and export. Oh, I can't export it yet because I can't test that. Right. Well, no, I can if I stop the print. So I'm gonna save this real quick. Now in Slicer. Okay. Let's load up some PETG. Make it easier to print. Or PLA. No. PETG is the right material for this.
Coming at you like monsters in the night, and you feel the danger that makes you want to hide when the cards are stacked against you and you're standing on the edge.
We're gonna use this Galaxy Red PTG that I have just laying around. I don't know. I really don't know what company I got this ABS from. I don't even know why I got gray ABS. I don't like gray. Too bland for me, but at some point I bought this gray ABS. It prints well. I can't complain. Okay. I could also use TPU. I have Armadillo. That works well. Hey Jason, what's up? Insert Jesse PTG from Printed Solid ad here. I would if I had some. I ran out. Need to get more. What kind of shill am I? I don't even have the material.
When the weight is getting heavy and the future is unsteady, close your eyes, think about all the dreams you keep inside, think about all the ones you love. I know this beating heart.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't gotten one of these for your Pruses, get it. Just get it. I need you to trust me. I just need you to trust me on this. Can't tell you why yet. Just trust me.
That's when we need each other. That's when we need each other.
This is where I put all of my Jesse PTG. If I had it, I got one spool of it. I don't want to use it right now. I got one spool of it. Okay, so we're gonna go Filament PTG, slice now, and then after the point we want to test, add pause. Actually, wait, no, I can just slice it. Hold on. There we go. Perform cut. Delete the other half. Center it. Slice. 30-minute print. Yeah, that should work just fine. Send to connect. Busy? You're not busy. Oh, yeah, you are. Send to connect. Skip the queue. All right, core 1 is printing that now. Okay, so we're gonna test this, see if it works, make adjustments based off of the results. So time to focus on this, as much as I really don't want to. All right, what do you guys think? Should we do a simple tongue and groove hinge and then just put a little piece of filament through? Yeah, let's just do that. I got plenty of filament I need to get rid of. That's just going to be the easiest way to do it. So what I'm going to do is 1.7. I'm actually going to do 1.8 here. So the idea is that I'm going to put the piece of filament through, and then I'm going to just like singe the end, and that should flare out the tip of the filament so it kind of captures itself. So let's go ahead and finish sketch, punch this hole through. Okay, there we go. That's done. We don't have to worry about that anymore now. Let's go ahead and round that out. Don't want to round it out too much where it loses strength. Okay, there we go. That should be fine. Now for kind of the difficult part. No, this isn't that difficult. Okay. So I'm going to do this. We're just going to go to the midpoint here, kind of bring something out. Do that. Nope, that's wrong. Okay, so this is 100. So 100 divided by 3. There we go. Perfect. And then just do the other side. 100 divided by 3. We want to do it this way because if we did it another way, essentially, yeah, that's not going to be a perfect third. What CAD is this again? This is Fusion. This is Fusion. Run, cry, scream, whatever you like. We're going to project that. Okay, and now we're going to go in here. Going to... Nope, don't target the chain. Yep, okay. Yeah... No, we're going to do 0.1 mil of space there. And offset again, 0.1. Okay. Now here is the fun part. Just going to make an arbitrary decision here. We're going to go from that middle piece here to there. And we're going to do the same thing. 0.1. Like that. Finish sketch. Now what we're going to do, take... Oh, wait. I should have done 0.2. Negative 0.2. Okay, there we go. Hey, RJ Reaper Man, what's up? Okay, select that. Why is it not? There we go. No, why? What the hell? Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to just extrude this, go down to here, just like that. Now that, oh, we got a straggler right there. But that's easy. I can just kind of go under here, delete the face. There we go. Okay. Is that best practice? No. Does it work? Yes. Now I have to essentially do that in reverse here. So we go from here all the way over, and then here all the way over, like that. Then offset 0.2. Offset is 0.2. Okay, finish sketch. There is, again, likely an easier way to do this than what I am doing, but whatever. Extrude down to there. Cut. Yeah, this is definitely not right. I realize an issue with my idea here. My execution is definitely not the way it's meant to be. What happened? Why is that not perpendicular? Oh, it's because they're not 45 to each other. That's why. Okay, this... I can do this. This is fine. This is a feature, not a bug. This is a feature. This is a feature. So I'm just gonna go here. Offset, yeah? Yeah, right? Make it 0.2. No, 0.2. Right? Okay. There we go. And then I'm just going to extend that down. Follow, yep, the perpendicular line. And then do that. Finish sketch. Okay, look at that. Tiny little thing, right? Tiny little guy. Just a little guy. Alright. Drag that all the way down to there. Yeah. Beautiful. 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 Okay. And then I have to do that over here. Which is easy, because I can just literally do this, turn around, go to here, project that little square, hit OK. Then over here, it's just right there. Finish sketch. And then slice that all the way down to there. And there we go. Now I have to do that somehow on the other side. I could just... You know what? I'm just going to send that all the way through. There we go. Okay. Now, it's still joined. Why? How's it still joined? I don't understand. What? Okay. That was not the right way to do that. Things as simple as a freaking hinge. Oh my god. You'd think this would be easy. You'd think. You'd think this would be easy. Okay. I figured out an easier way to do this. I feel like a dunce, but I figured out an easier way to do this. And it is kind of stupid just how much easier this is about to be. Okay, so we're back to here. This is exactly where we want to be. Watch how stupid easy. Yeah, I know the hinge can't pivot. Trust me, I did it dumb. Watch just how much easier this actually is, and just how much I'm overcomplicated that is. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to just cut that. Just like that, right? Now we have two. How do we still have one body? How? You're not connected. Negative 0.001. No, that's plus. Negative 0.001. I don't understand how it's still... What the fuck? That's cleanly cut. You know what? 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 You know what, Bobby? Alright, we're gonna project that link. And then we're just going to do this. Watch, this is so stupid what I'm about to do. Two sides. 0.2. Right? Right? Boom, boom. These two little corner pieces. Yeet. Now we have two bodies. Yay. Okay. So now that that's done, this is what we're gonna do. So we're literally gonna make this so much simpler than what it was going to be. Okay, so I have to find the intersecting point of these two. So, all right. So just extend that out, then project that face. Okay, right there. So right here, in the middle of that, is where we're going to do 1.8 for the filament diameter. Right? And then we're going to do that. Right? Okay. Hear me out. Let's hear me out. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to round these out a bit. Okay. You'll see why we just did that. Why did that change? Oh, just relative positioning. Gotcha. Okay. Well, this... okay. Offset. 0.2. And then offset on here. 0.2. Okay. Finish sketch. Alright, watch this. Ready? We got way more to clean up, but this will work for what we are trying to do here. Okay, so we select this. Oh, right. Just select. Oh god. Delete the play for now. Okay, we'll deal with that later. Okay, so literally all we do. We're just going to extrude this 100 divided by 3. Make that negative. Okay. Now we're going to make that a new body. We'll see why in a second. So now we're going to make a mid plane. Between those two. Actually, we're going to go back in here real quick. So that is... okay. And then put that in parentheses. Where's a good, inexpensive place to source printer beds? Depends. I always go to KB3D. There's actually a so if you haven't bought from KB3D, our affiliate link in the description will get you 5% off. KB3D has like any bed you need, and they're reasonably priced in my opinion. So hopefully KB3D will have what you want. Okay, we're gonna do that. Okay, now we are going to mirror that. So we're going to mirror that along that plane. I said mirror bodies select along this plane here. Yep. There we go. Look at that. Now we're going to go ahead and use the join tool. Or combine, rather. Select. There we go. Now I can go in here, delete that. Clean this up a little bit. There we go. Okay. So now we go in, we unhide this sketch here, and we're essentially going to do what we just did in reverse, which is we select this, that there, right? Now we're going to do extrude again, but this time we're going to do offset, and we're going to set this to 100 divided by 3, right? And then we're going to join. And then I'm going to bring it to there, except we're going to add 1. Now we're going to go in, clean this up. Okay. So now, this should work as a hinge. Should. We're going to do just a little bit more cleanup here. So we'll put 2.75 rolling ball on there. Do that to the other side. 2.75. Okay, that gives us a little bit of an offset hinge. Now we're going to go in here. That's technically fine, but I don't like it. So... just going to select those faces. We're going to do a... okay, is it really being that finicky? Bless you, Callie. Yeah, it's going to be that finicky. Okay, so what I'm going to do here... I could do nothing. If I delete that, what happens? Oh, there we go. That does exactly what I want to do. There we go. Okay. As a hinge, this should work. Oh, hello, Lulu. Now, you're not going to be able to open it up all the way. That's fine. This just needs to open up enough to go around a plant. But this should be fully printable. So let's test that. So what we can do is create components from body and create components from body. Now, what we can do here is we can use the, where is it? We can use the joint. Or motion link. Oh, no, I have to use joint. Okay. Revolve. There we go. Now, this will allow us to do, will allow us to test and see. That is not enough. Okay, so that's telling us we need to do some more to make this work better. So I can go here, and let's kind of carve that down a bit. Let's do... .75, and do that here. 2.75. Okay. Does make some interesting geometry, but we can clean this up here and here. And can I do it to here at the same time? Find out. Yes, I can. Okay. So I'll just bring that out to like 11. Or 10.5 is fine. Okay. So now we can check. And then right there, it's going to collide. That is plenty enough to get a plant in. And then it will come back together. Okay. This should work. In theory, this should work. We're going to find out if this little clasp here works. The important part with this clasp is that this part here actually can deflect enough to let the clasp in. So we're going to see if that works. How much longer on the print? 14 minutes. 14 more minutes. Okay, so I showed you one way to make a hinge. There's a lot of different ways to make hinges. So again, the way that we're printing this, and print orientation really does matter a lot. So why am I printing it the way I am like this? Well, the idea is that, so when you print little clasps like this, the most difficult thing with them is print orientation, because that's a native overhang. In order for a clasp like this to work, you have to have an overhang on both sides. If you were to try and print it, say, in this orientation here, there's going to be overhangs. Unavoidable. But if you print it on its face, then there's no overhang. So you can do the whole thing of... Hey! 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 Callie! Out! Sorry about that. Callie just tried to swipe at Lulu, and Lulu was doing nothing. Lulu, are you okay? Okay, Lulu's fine. Callie didn't actually make contact, but wow! What the hell, Callie? Aggressive much? Jeez. Alright. Yeah, so this should work. We're gonna find out. So this is definitely an interesting design. The reason it is shaped this way is because we're printing from here. This is an easily printable thing because of the angles. But then from here, I want it to be a straight shot. So this is greater than 45-degree angle. So it's not, this is an overhang that can be easily printed on almost any machine. And that, hey, no, you were mean to Lulu. What are you doing? If I hear you hiss again, we're gonna have a problem. Lulu? Oh, that's really fun. So after Callie hissed at Lulu, Lulu ran underneath my bed. I guess where Callie just went. They're probably staring at each other like that one scene from Umbrella Academy where Five is going, and then Vanya's going like that, and the cars passing each other. You didn't want to hide underneath the bed? Decided that wasn't a good spot? Uh-huh. Hey, Kegel, what's up? Allie is such an interesting cat. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so this should work. This should be very printable. And we'll find out shortly if this works. We're designing some stuff. We're designing a little thing that can go around a plant, prevent dirt from like going onto the plant, so that you can like bury the plant deeper while still having access to like where its stem is coming out from the dirt. The idea is that here's the ground, here's the plant, right? And then you put the cylinder around it so that you can put the dirt higher up around. I don't know anything about how that's supposed to benefit anything. But what I do know is that I can make something that does that. So let's go ahead and set up the buddy camera, shall we? If you have never set up the buddy camera, let me show you how to. It's very easy. So first, plug it in. Well, we're not gonna plug it in yet because I don't want to turn it on just yet, but we'll prepare. So to add the buddy camera to a Prusa printer, pretty straightforward. Open up your Prusa app and log out of your Prusa, your employee account, and sign into your personal account, because you don't want to be showing that on to everybody. Okay, so if we go to Lich here, I can go to the camera, and you can see the camera here. It's a camera. It does camera things. But we're gonna go to Draugr, which is my other printer. We're gonna go add camera. Yep, it's a Wi-Fi camera. And type in my password for my Wi-Fi. All right, I'm not going to show you this, but essentially it creates a QR code on your phone. Very straightforward. Go ahead and you plug in the camera, and you just hold it up, and you wait for a chime. Just gotta wait. Oh, we'll wait a second for it to make a noise. Okay. Oh, right. We have to tilt it up. Press the button. You good? There we go. Done. And just like that, we're good. Camera has been added. Now again, there's little motors in this guy. And an SD card slot. Those are not currently in use, but I'm gonna recommend that you buy one. I recommend You get an SD card. No particular reason. Just trust me. Pick this up. If you have a Prusa printer, pick one of these up. Trust me. Trust me. This... Oh, I can't say that. This is the most underrated and over-engineered 3D printer camera on the market. And the fact that nobody else makes this for 3D printers that natively works in 3D printer is insane. I know right now that it just sends an image every 10 seconds, the Prusa app. I understand that's what its functionality is. This can do a lot more. And trust me, it will be sold out at some point in the future. So pick up one if you want to monitor your Prusa and you want some really cool feature sets, buy one before they're sold out. Mounted my Noctune in my Microns, really good. Yeah, that works great. Let's see how much longer on that print. Prusa slicer, Prusa slicer, Prusa slicer, Prusa connect. 3 minutes. 3 more minutes. One image every 10 seconds is good enough for keeping traffic on networks down. Exactly. Yeah. The biggest reason it is limited to that is because it is going... Prusa Connect is hosted by Prusa, and they don't have large data centers. It is in Prusa HQ specifically for your data privacy, like, because your data is protected by EU law because it is hosted by Prusa. You know, Prusa could very easily... This is the buddy camera. Mind you, there's the price tag on it. Yeah. It's there. Like $50. Worth it. All the stuff that comes built into this, it's worth it. Trust me. Trust me. It's worth it. What is publicly known and what we publicly advertise is that, yes, there are motors in this thing, and at some point in the future, they will be enabled. Yes, this can be found at Printed Solid. Great little thing. If you get it from Printed Solid, we only have like 4 left, so grab them quick. And if you want to use this in a Core 1, you can just buy this, take it apart, and then literally this sensor here is all you need. Tech Jeeper, what's up? What's up, Tech Jeeper? How's it going? All right, we got one more minute for this to finish, and then we can see whether or not our design actually works right out the gate. Does it, or will it have the possibility of watching more than one printer? Great question. So let's create a hypothesis here, or a hypothetical, shall we? Let's say that you wanted to watch 2 machines side by side, right? Again, there's a motor in this. So at some point in the future... At some point in the future, you'll literally have this in between your 2 printers and go, let me check printer 1. All right, printer 1 looks good. Let me check printer 2. All right, printer 2 looks good. Wait, The print is really tall. Let me check real quick. Let me really look at like how that print's doing. Oh, let me look over there too real quick. Okay. Let me see if I can get a better angle. Telling you. This is really feature packed. Like, it's crazy what's actually in that thing. What is in that little guy is nuts. And there's nothing else on the market that's like this, that's at least at that price point. US, you can make you can absolutely make a ESP cam for way cheaper. Let me be really clear. You can put together an ESP camera for your Prusa printer that is way cheaper. Way cheaper. Let me be super clear on that. If you are just looking for a static camera that's just a basic ESP camera, just get a basic ESP camera. Same functionality, it'll work. But you want something that has a lot of potential. This guy is good. Anyway. 4-1 should be done. Or almost done. Yeah, ESP cam is on my MK4S. And that's great. ESP cameras are phenomenal. ESP cameras suck. Oh man, Tech Jeeper with a hot take. Yeah, okay. Some ESP cameras do indeed suck, but yeah, it kind of depends on what you get. Mind you, Prusa Connect is only going to accept, you know, 1 frame every 10 seconds, so it doesn't really matter the camera quality as long as, you know, you're fine with it taking a photo every 10 seconds. All right. We're gonna have to see if this works. The model does not have to be print in place. We did make it print in place, but this could very well not be a print in place model. Gotta cool down my print. Alright, we may need to increase tolerance on this. So that is like fused. Okay, so we're gonna have to increase tolerance on that. That's easy to do. Okay, so 0.2 mil. I mean, I can see light through it. It's on the corners where... Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on, let's give this a second here. So, I got movement on this one. Okay, so that one fused. But... Oh, that's satisfying. That works. That works really well, actually. Nice and tight. We just have to increase the tolerance a little bit so that it doesn't fuse like it did right there. But for the one that works, it works nicely. Cool. Okay, so let's go back to the CAD and modify. All right. So let's go back into here. So let's see. What's going on? Oh, yeah, that was weird. All right, so let's go in here. Let's do 0.3. And over here, 0.3. Okay, finish. Now we're going to set this to 2. Give that more space. Okay. Here's the offset. Okay, let's bump this to negative 0.15 and 0.15. Okay. That adds a decent amount more clearance. I say we go full send with this now. So we save as mesh. Test part. I don't have a name for this yet for obvious reasons. But drag that in. Yes, same thing. Okay, slice now. And 0 overhangs on this print. It's perfect. It's perfect. Okay. Can we send it? It's gonna take 2 hours to print. So I have no idea if this will work, but there we go. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you can do a design process. TechGeever, what this is, it is something for my mom. It is a tiny little thing that's meant to go around the base of a plant so that you can pile up dirt a little bit higher around the plant while still having access to the roots. So the idea is that it just kind of, you can open it and then it clamps around the plant. It's not meant to be a tight grip. It's just meant to be, you know, kind of a little snug. But because the dirt's going to essentially hold this in place. But yeah, just a couple snap connector, something simple. I probably could have done this without the snap connector, honestly, and just left it as like, you know, just put the two together. I could have even put a magnet in here if I really wanted to, but this works really well. Snaps really nicely. So I'm happy with that. And this is also a good thickness. Pretty happy with this. Feels good, looks good. Should work great. In theory. We'll actually see if this turns out as nicely as I hope. And ooh, I just realized I can't adjust the height of it. So if my mom doesn't like the height of this, doesn't like 100 mil tall, that would be problematic. But then she could just kind of probably dig it a little bit deeper. We'll find out. We shall find out. Okay, I need to find buddy camera mounts for my Mark 4S's. What? Well, first let's. Let's load. Let's do matte black. Oh, right. So at some point, we have to do kind of an extruder swap. So the MK4S on the left there has that has the MMU extruder. I want to move that to the core 1 because we're going to put the MMU on the core 1. So we got to do that at some point. Okay. Who pinged me in? Oh, hey. Jake from Millennium Machines gave us a shout out in their Discord. Jake, if you're still listening, I know it's late for you. Thank you for that. Do really appreciate it. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull up Edge here. Bulls. Really? All right, 1 second. All right. So Mr. Buddy Camera. Oh my god, I love it. What is this? Oh my god, Spaghetti Detection Officer. Oh man. Oh, I love it. That's so adorable. Oh no, it's cute. Oh, I love it. Okay, anyway. That's, oh my god, and there's a remix of it. Oh, I love it so much. I love that so much. Alright, anyway. Let's see. No, that's for tent style. I kind of like that. I like this. This hard mounts to the extrusion. I like that. I really like that. We'll put a pin in that one. Oh, sorry. Look at this one. Oh, that's really simple, actually. That is really simple. Okay, that wins, actually. This one wins so far for how simple it is. Does it need supports? Hold on. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's gonna need supports. Well, no, it can be... No. If you print it like this, you still need supports, but not as much as you might think. Okay. That's still a winner so far. Let's check this one. Okay. Oh, you're a multi-piece one. Oh, I see. Well, that's one way to do it. Seems a little complicated. You gotta print the one with the sign? Maybe. I don't know. I love how the official one is just, yeah, here's a little stand. Like, what? Oh my god, another one. Apparently this is a popular model. Apparently it's a popular model. That's really funny. I find that adorable. See, I would like one where it attaches to... Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I would like one where it attaches the Z-axis. Like, does this attach to the Z-axis? Oh, it does. Look at that. Okay. I like that. Happy with it. Because, you know, if you just have it at the bottom, it's limited in what it can see. Not many, oh, sorry. Yeah, there's not many options here. I mean, I could just mount this to a wall. I got plenty of wall space. I might do that. I literally could just, rather than print something, I literally could just mount it onto the wall. And that would work. Okay. All right, so here's what we do. Change this to the actual slicer. All right, swap this over to MK4S. I'm going to add a box. All right, uncheck uniform. Crank that down. We only need it to be a little bit tall. And we're going to make this about, I'm going to say 200. So this is just going to be like a guide stick for me to mount the cameras. Oh, shoot. I'm like, why is it idle? There's no flash drive in it. Okay, there we go. All right, let me go ahead and open up. Let me forms. Does any one Prusa have to have a, yes, Prusas have to have flash drives. It's just like Bamboos require SD cards. The flash drives are what all the files are stored on. So yeah, you do need the flash drive. But it comes with a flash drive, so you should be fine. Go. And that. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get a chance to win some Jesse Filament, go ahead and open up that link and submit your name. US only, of course, but we'll be doing 2 drawings tonight, so there'll be two winners. Yeah. What are you yelling at me about? Nothing? Nothing. Printing. Things printing. I've only had a K1, but it has internal storage. Yeah, so Clipper printers typically have internal storage. With the exception of Bamboo's not running Clipper. Let me be clear. That's their own custom firmware. Marlin printers, which Prusa is based off Marlin, they don't have internal storage. I think they now support an internal storage, but for the most part, they've always used external storage. So, it just works. What I like about it is that it is easy, it is ubiquitous, and it's also just stupid easy to plug a USB drive into your computer. So if you don't want to use Prusa Connect, you can just plug the USB drive into your computer, save the G-code, go to your machine, plug it in, and it immediately loads the latest G-code. It's like, oh, you want to print that? Cool, let's go. You can also export your Wi-Fi config to the flash drive and immediately load it onto your printer. There's no hassle. You can power things with it, so you can actually power the buddy camera from that USB port. You still have to put a flash drive in, so you still have to like get a splitter, but you can do that. That works. Yeah, it's one of those things that's stupid simple. I love it. Love it. Yeah, I really don't have much else for that. Because like a lot of other Clipper printers, you still have to bring your own storage media. So, while the K1 is not a good example of that, the K1 has it built in. That's because you didn't have to flash the operating system onto an SD card. If you build a Voron or Positron, you have to bring your own SD card. And they don't. Well, the Positron and Vorons, if you get a kit, they do come with an SD card, but it's still an SD card. It's still a storage medium. So there are some Clipper boards that have eMMC memory baked in. Is eMMC correct? I don't remember. So it has it baked in so that you can just save it on the machine itself. But yeah, most printers have some form of storage, be that a USB drive, SD card, or something internal. So yeah. Sorry guys, whoa, I'm like, today at work was a lot. I am more physically exhausted than I anticipated. But that's okay. It happens. It happens. Checking on things. What's going on the Prusa Reddit? Let's look. Sorry. Just looking at the subreddit real quick. See if there's anything worth talking about. Not really. Okay. Here, this is what I have to do. Let me go to Prusa's website. So, Prusa3D.com. Are the MMU upgrades for the Core 1, are they to order right now? Cable's $20. My God. Mm. Fastener set, cover parts, printer parts, PTFE tube. Okay. Another bug. I'm setting up an angle grinder as a chop saw for cutting extrusion. Any cutting? No. Don't do that. That's my recommendation. If you have a chop saw or you know, a normal table saw, just get an aluminum blade. Uh, just, they're cheap. You can get a non-ferrous aluminum blade and just cut through it like butter. You can use an angle grinder and do the same. Get an aluminum cutting blade. I would, if you have a chop saw, just use that. Just use that with the correct blade. It actually is an angle grinder bracket for turning into a chop saw. I don't like the sound of that. That sounds sketchy. I'm sorry, that sounds really sketchy. I'm imagining. Just hold on. Okay, hold up. We're googling this. We're googling this. Hold up a minute. Angle grinder. Oh no, wait. Hold on. I need to hide this because personal information. Okay, hold on. Google.com. Alright. Angle grinder chop saw. Oh dear God. Please tell me it's not that. No. No. Wait. No. No. It's this one. No. That looks so sketchy. Just. Oh my God. Hold on. I had ad blocker on my network, which is preventing me from opening that, because that's an ad technically. Dude. Okay, that looks like the one you're talking about, roughly. It looks to be the same. That still looks sketchy, man. That still looks sketchy. Look, you do you. Just please save, please. Oh, man. Okay, don't do this. Oh, no. No! 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 Don't do this! Oh my god, no! No! Guys, hold up. We have the ever important rubber band. It's industrial grade rubber band. Oh my god. Dude, I don't care if you're using calipers. That's the safest thing you're doing right now. Right there. That's the safest thing you're doing right now. This is not. Oh my god. I didn't expect to be a reaction channel today. But no. Okay, I'll give him this. It looks well built. I don't trust that at all. What's the screw for? What's that for? Okay. No, wait, hold on. That makes it worse. No. Oh, adding just a normal spring to this makes it feel so much worse. Oh god. Please tell me that's an E-stop. Please tell me it's an E-stop. Please tell me it's an E-stop. Please tell me it's a big red button E- No, it's a fucking... Oh, no! 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 Oh my god! No. Oh no. Oh my god. The amount of vibrations an angle grinder causes is enough alone to vibrate that jig to pieces. What are the comments saying? Hold on. What are the comments saying? it is concerning how everyone is just like, that's cool, very clever. I might be overreacting. I might be overreacting. I don't trust that at all. Okay, let me be very clear. Let me be very clear the type of person I am when I'm using power tools. If I am using any power tool that is of any loud decibel, this can include a drill. I'm wearing headphones, like proper 3M headphones for sound isolation. No matter what power tool it is, if it creates noise that is significant enough to possibly cause damage over an extended period of time, I wear hearing protection, as you should. Whenever I am doing anything that requires cutting of any sort with any sort of saw, I'm wearing eye protection. I'm wearing safety goggles. I don't do safety squints. No, I get the real deal. I wear safety goggles. Whenever I am working with any material that could cause a splinter, I wear gloves. I wear gloves appropriately. Whenever I am cutting wood, or when I am cutting metal, I will wear a respirator, especially if it's a fine particulate that I am generating, or am doing a lot of. If I'm doing a lot of wood cutting, or am I doing a lot of metal cutting, I will wear a respirator. I am extremely cautious when I am in the workshop, because the moment you aren't, things go bad. And yes, never wear gloves when wearing woodworking tools. I am very specifically saying I wear gloves when I'm handling the wood, so I don't get splinters, and when I'm sanding. Not with a belt sander, let me be clear. I'm only using it when I'm using non-power tools to protect myself. Don't use gloves with power tools. Bad idea. That's like saying I'm going to wear a tie next to a lathe. Oh my god. Please don't do that. Please don't turn an angle grinder into a chop saw. There's a very important safety feature with chop saws. This is a critical safety feature. The button on a chop saw, as soon as you let go, the blade stops. That is critical. It's really important that works. That you let go and it stops, because God forbid something happens. Something happens, like your finger gets caught or something goes bad. The idea is that you let go, no power to the tool. With an angle grinder that's been turned into a chop saw, that safety does not exist. If you let go, it's still spinning. So please just be safe. Please. Oh, man. All right. Who wants to do filament giveaway? Who wants filament? Who here wants filament? If you haven't gotten into the farm yet, now's your chance. Hop into the thing. While I get everything ready here. Oh my god. Maybe I should have a form for people to submit bad, like really bad tools so that I could react to them or something. I don't know. I don't want to be a reaction channel. To be clear, I don't want to do that. That's not what I want to be. I just want to do cool stuff. All right. We're closing the form now. Thank you to everyone who has submitted. Take everybody's name. We got 31 entries. Awesome. Y'all are awesome. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing two drawings today. So, if you don't get it the first time, just stay tuned. Is LDO going to make another batch of posi kits? Yes. The big problem is tariffs right now. With tariffs as they were, it literally will cost LDO $1,500 to get a positron into the United States. It's just how it is. So we're waiting until the price can be reasonable. All right. Anyway. Oh. Here, Petty. 3 opened. Go ahead and get your name in there. Go ahead and get your name in there, Petty. I am a benevolent streamer. Last call. Last call for everyone to get their names in. You guys got 1 minute. As soon as my clock hits 10:30, that's it. Okay? Get your names in. Last call. Last call, everybody. Last call. Hurry up. Hello, Bleach is delicious. All right, one more minute. 1 more minute to get free filament. You're lucky you just got home and you're not waking up to troll. I guess I am, Dark Third Dimension. I guess I am. All right. It's 10:30. We're closing the poll. Petty was able to get in, so yay. Thankfully, the group is small enough for me to be able to identify when someone just missed it. Okay. Let's go for the first drawing of the night. Let's see who wins. Hi, Callie. Hello. I hear you. Hello. Callie wants to be part of the giveaway. You're not getting given away, though. No. Because I said so. Oh. I was gonna save Skyrim wins again, man. Oh. Kegel. Kegel, buddy. Congratulations. Are you here, Kegel? Kegel, are you here? Oh, hi. Hi, Callie. Hello. Callie does want to be part of the giveaway, but you can't get given away, Callie. Yeah, you love me too much. All right, Kegel. Kegel did respond. All right, let me go ahead and create your order, Kegel. We're gonna do one more poll, so just stay tuned while I do that real quick. Give me 1 second here. Oh, it's your first time with Printed Solid, I see. Okay. Hi, Callie. Callie, I can't really see what I'm doing. Thank you. All right, and what filament did you pick? Misty Green, that's a good one. Misty Green's a good one. Oh, and you got the last one. You got the last Misty Green. Callie, I love you. You're making this a little hard on me. Alright, set that to 100. Okay, we're going to do the second drawing here in just a second. Alright, Kegel, you should get a email confirmation. Oh, I got Callie spit all over my hand. You should get an email confirmation of that order. We will likely get it shipped out on Friday, because we're closed tomorrow. Alright, let me just mark that as a giveaway, and then we can do the next one. There we go. Alright. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Let's go ahead and do this again. One more spool of Jesse. Let's see who gets it. Who gets it? Who gets it? Who gets it? I always love doing this. This is always fun. Hey, and remember, we're giving away like 60 spools of Jesse on the 28th. So if you want a chance to win a ton of filament, make sure to join our charity fundraiser live stream on the 28th. Cajun, are you here? Cajun, are you here? Callie wants to know if you're here, Cajun. Are you here, Cajun? Just need them to confirm that they're here in order for them to get this. Ah, well, congratulations, Cajun. You just won yourself a spool of Jesse. Let me go ahead and get that in here. Where are you? There you are. Thank you for being part of the stream. I do appreciate all of your lovely faces. Do appreciate it oh so much. Oh. Okay, there we go. Alright, and what filament did you pick? You picked Abyss. Abyss is a good one. Do we have it, though? Good, we do. We must have made it recently. Alright, let me give you that discount. 100% discount. Filament. Giveaway. All right, you should get a email confirmation saying that the order has been created. Again, as I said before, we're likely going to get that out on Friday. If not Friday, then Monday, because we're closed tomorrow. I could have moved a little bit more, right? But yeah, we're gonna have on the 28th. We're doing a charity live stream. On the channel, if you are subscribed, thank you for subscribing. On the channel, there is already a scheduled live stream for it. We are helping raise money for the Trevor Project. And we're going to be giving away, in total, 80 spools of filament throughout the whole stream. 60 Jesse spools, 20 LDO spools. We're going to be giving away a positron. And if we reach our goal of 5,000 fundraising money, dollars, whatever, we will be giving away a Core 1 kit. So, if you want a Core 1, come join. You do not have to donate. No purchase necessary for the giveaway. You enter it just like you do the ones we're doing now. But, you know, it is all milestone giveaways. So, if you want to unlock, if we want to unlock those giveaways, we need to raise the money. So, yeah, get subscribed. 28th is when we're doing it. We're gonna have a lot of people. We're gonna have so many content creators joining in, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. And we're just gonna have a great time. Agent says I get the core one if he wins. All right, that's legally binding, right there. No, it's not. But yeah. So, all right. I'm exhausted. The stuff that we need is printing. Oh, hey, wait. The one thing is done printing. Go. I'm gonna use this to kind of just like put this up against the wall to find the right spot to put the buddy camera. But I'm just gonna do that off camera because I'm tired. Anyway. Yeah, the 28th. It should be a Saturday. We turn your stream into a family event. Oh, hey! Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. Thank you so much for that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. I hope you all had a wonderful week, and I hope you all had a wonderful Wednesday. Remember, tomorrow is a federal holiday. I hope if your company is off, enjoy the day off. If you are taking tomorrow off and the Friday off, enjoy the long weekend. And remember, in these trying times, remember to volunteer for causes that you believe in, and hug your loved ones and all of that. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful night. Peace out.